Welcome to another edition of Arizona Living. Tonight, I'm going to answer more of your questions. Stay tuned! Happy Thursday night, the day before the Friday a lot of us have off for July 4th, even though July 4th is Saturday. So, I got some questions from you guys. I asked a few hours ago, 2 hours ago, for you guys to post some questions, and without fail, some of you did post some interesting questions. So I have the chat up if you guys want to say hello. I know it's a little earlier than I've been doing these streams. I just do them when I feel like it. Today, little Rory asked me to do a stream, so that's why we're doing it. If she hadn't asked me to, I probably wouldn't have done it. So here we are, guys. Thursday night, Arizona, of course. What's going on, Lauren S? Arizona is doing the worst of the worst, not just in education, with COVID. So, not surprising. Not surprising one bit. These Mama Lukes, ever since Memorial Day weekend, been walking around thinking everything was fine. Like it's make-believe. Like someone in my family says, there's a 99% survival rate. He's an idiot. So, whatever. Bunch of Mama Lukes over here. If you don't know what the word Mama Luke is, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. So, I got some questions that some of you guys asked. I'm going to address. Like I said, I got the live stream up. I'm on early, Vegan Baldy. That's right. And so I got some stuff I'm going to talk about. You guys pre-asked, and then we'll go live. We'll interchange it a little bit. We'll have some fun. I got to tell you, though, this is going to have to be fairly quick, because Cactus Jack is giving me problems yet again. If you guys don't know, Cactus Jack is my camera, my GoPro. For whatever reason, when I plug in the external power, it says USB connected, and it stopped showing the image. So the battery is only good maybe an hour at most. Even an hour is pushing it. So at some point, we're going to lose the image. It's going to go black, and I do not want to switch to the freaking built-in webcam on the Mac, because it looks horrendous. So last week's episode, whatever you want to call it, live stream, was actually really good, except for the image. The image quality sucked, and I realized afterwards there was a huge delay between my mouth moving and the audio, so it looked like a Godzilla movie. Vegan Baldy, I still need to walk the dogs. Haha. I've yet to meet your second dog. I know, of course, Mango. I haven't met the other one. So you have. Okay. So I'm going to start with the questions that were pre-asked. And if you guys want to chime in, that's cool too. Like I said, it needs to be relatively quick because Vegan Baldy needs to walk his dogs. So question number 1, Phil Lamur. How much is gas tax in AZ, if any? Effective July 1st, we pay a whopping 50 cents per gallon in California. I'm not aware of any gas tax in Arizona, and I assume he's talking about at the pump. When you get gas, you have to pay an extra 50 cents per gallon for tax. I have not heard of anything crazy like that here at all. Carol Spica, hello Sam, happy 4th of July. Same to you, a little early still, but same to you. So Phil, to answer your question, I have not heard of Arizona having to pay a gas tax. That's crazy. 50 cents a gallon, that's a bit much in my opinion. Next question from Desert Dreams, not to be confused with Arizona Dreams, the big YouTube channel. Hey Sam, did Rory's school district make a decision about how the new school year will be handled? As a matter of fact, Cartoon White just read me an email a little while ago. They are still going to be opening up her school July, 17th or the 24th? I don't remember. Late July, they are still going to open up her school. I think it was the 27th actually. Pretty sure it's the 27th. So they're still going to open up school late July, but for the first month, they're not allowed on the premise. They're going to try doing it virtual. What exactly that's going to look like, I don't know. I mean, the first day of school, what exactly do? We just sit there, and I assume they're going to email us and give us a link to the teacher's webcam. I have no idea what the hell they plan on doing, to be completely brutally honest with you. But at least they've decided not to have kids in school yet. So They said the next month in August, perhaps they'll have kids in school, but she's slated to start school late July. And in Arizona, they said no. Well, at least her school here in Gilbert said no. It's going to continue to be virtual. Let's see here. Mashed potato. Hey, Sam, what's up, mashed potato? Okay, next question from Phil Lemieux. Hey, Sam, what are your plans for the July 4th weekend? All right, well, we'll have some fun with this one. Rory really loves usually before this whole COVID situation, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, we would go over to our aunt and uncle's house in Gilbert. Remember the brother-in-law I told you that's real cheap, doesn't pay for Nature Zone, and he had a scorpion in his beard? We go to their house come from July 4th, right? See, I don't make these stories up. This is for real. So usually he buys some fireworks and he lights them up in the street. And I know it's contradictory from me calling him cheap, but he's kind of frugal, but he does this every year. He buys some fireworks. So anyway, he lights them up and he's real precautious. He has the water hose ready to go, and that's what we usually do. However, this year, they're going out of town. They're taking a drive to Texas to visit his family, even though COVID is seriously bad in Texas, just as bad, if not worse, than Arizona, and they're still going to go down there. So what I was thinking, guys, I bought some fireworks from Costco. There was like this $40 pack with a lot of fireworks since Rory really, really wants fireworks. And what I was thinking I would do is I go to their house because they got a nice setup. I'll bring my own hose. I'll do it. I know how to get into their house. I'll set up the fireworks right in front in the middle of the street like we normally do. They're not home. They won't know. And I'll light up the fireworks and all that. I got the hose ready to go. We'll use their house. And when we're done, we leave, So, we're checking in on the house. We're doing them a favor, They should pay us for this. But I don't know if I'm going to ask them. I might just go and do it. They don't watch this show, so they won't know. So that's what I'm thinking about doing for the 4th. We are, that leads into my next question, but let me check the questions over here. Mashed potato, how's your day doing? My day's doing good, mashed potato, I can't complain. Tila, what's going on? So, matter of fact, Tila, I'm about to get to your question right now. Sam, do you guys eat all the meat in the freezer yet? We ate most of it. There's still a tiny bit left, and I'm not gonna lie, we cheated here and there, but for the most part, we are vegan now. Matter of fact, for lunch, I went to Burger King and I got the Impossible Burger. There's you get 2 of these Impossible Burgers, Whoppers, 2 Whoppers for $6, right? And they taste very similar to what a Whopper normally tastes like. So there's alternatives out there. More and more people are going vegan. So, matter of fact, we now have purple carrot, and we still have, what's that other box comes in, Roy? HelloFresh. We got HelloFresh and purple carrot that come in, and we cook those meals. And Cartoon Wife and I, every evening, I'm like her sous chef. I help her not cut up stuff. I do everything else but cutting up stuff. Ever since I cut off my thumb, she won't let me touch a knife. But I do all the other stuff. I'm her sous chef, and one of Rory's favorite shows is Beat Bobby Flay. She really likes cooking shows. So anyway, she tries to help a little bit. We'll have her throw stuff out here and there. But, we've been cooking the purple carrot stuff, and I really, really think the purple carrot stuff is top-notch. Very tasty. However, I have to tell you something's been bothering me. So we have the HelloFresh and the purple carrot. 2 things that bother me. Number 1, the people that deliver them, they never bring them to my front door. They're freaking leaving in front of my garage. And my garage is on the opposite side of the house. I know it's stupid. So on days I know we're expecting the packages, I have to go and open up the garage door every hour because it's so freaking hot here to make sure that the stuff doesn't spoil. So anyway, that irks me. And number 2 has to do with the actual materials that they ship the stuff in. You would think it's called purple carrot and it's for vegans, that they would be more environmentally thoughtful. Their stuff, none of it, except for the box itself, none of the stuff in the box is recyclable. However, I got to give it up to HelloFresh. Everything in their freaking boxes are recyclable, So, to answer your question, Tila, I am pretty much vegan for the most part. I feel a hell of a lot better. I still need to get my blood work down the line again, but Yeah, I'm feeling better. So you have another question here. You're going stir crazy in the house with Phil. I added the Phil part in. We got into the habit of taking daily drives and more walks in parks and stuff. Have you gotten out and done the same? Yes. We've been, we are planning on relocating to Queen Creek. And so we have been taking lots of drives to Queen Creek to check out the neighborhood, to get more familiar with it. And they are building it up like crazy. You know, Colleen from Alex and Colleen, the California couple that were here, and I gave them an interview. She just informed me that she's in the teaching industry and the education industry, and she was told that Queen Creek is moving so fast. They're building a new school every year. Let me repeat that. Queen Creek is growing so fast. They're having a new school built every year. That's insanity, how fast that town is growing. So let me look over here. I got some more questions. New shirt today. Now, I decided to mix it up there, Jay DeQuinto. I decided not to sport the signature black. I do own other shirts in different colors. So this is my dark gray with a pocket square. To be honest, when I bought it, the pocket square is here. To be honest, when I bought it, I didn't realize there was a pocket square. I found that out when I got home.
That's sometimes what happens to me with some of my shirts.
Oh yeah, that happens to you sometimes with your shirts. I got Rory sitting right here, by the way. She's off camera, but she's there with my phone playing some games. What's going on, Jose P? Oh, I've been wanting to try that Impossible Whopper. You know, my brother turned me on to it. He told me it's a great deal. 2 for $6 at Burger King. You know, the Whopper, the meat itself, well, what they call a meat, the meat itself doesn't taste like real meat. However, all the condiments and stuff they put on it taste identical to a real Whopper. So it's not, when you bite into it, you're not like, oh, this really does taste like a Whopper. That's not what I'm saying. It doesn't taste bad. It reminds me, it's inspired by a Whopper. It does not taste identical to a Whopper, okay? So let me just put that out there. Don't be buying this thing and tell me, I don't know what to say I'm talking about. It does not taste like a Whopper. It does not, okay? I'm not going to say call a spade because someone recently told me that could be taken out of context and someone could get insulted racially. I say that phrase all the time. Let's call a spade a spade. You know, yeah, the spade on a deck of cards is black, but so's the club. So I don't get how that could be taken out of context. But hey, I'm going to try stopping to say that phrase, a spade is a spade, because I don't want anyone getting all mad at me. Because I don't mean anything bad by it, you know. But let's see here. Vegan Baldy. Hungry Root is good too. I've never heard of Hungry Root. Jose P, have you ever been to Maricopa? Yes, I have a whole video on the city of Maricopa, not to be confused with the county of Maricopa. So if you go on the main page of my channel and you click on the playlist Arizona City Tours, you'll see the video of me in the city of Maricopa. And then Jose wrote, I see the houses are cheap. They're nice and big too. That's really a city for retirees. I would not advise anyone living there if you're going to try to be commuting to Phoenix or Scottsdale or Tempe. It's too far, and there's only one road in and out of that city. But if you're retired, it's fine. They got pretty much everything you need except for a Costco. They got golf courses. They have the Ak-Chin Casino. You got, they have most of the stores. I know they have a Walgreens there. They got all sorts of stuff there. But again, I would only recommend it if you're retiring. Hold on. Naomi, what's going on, Naomi? Tila, a new school per year is a good sign for new city growth. That's right. Susan Jones, where is Sour Patch? She was on Rory's lap a minute ago. I just heard her jump, and she went over to Rory's room, I think. She was here. She was sitting on the couch for like the last hour and a half. But I'm sure Sour Patch will make a guest appearance, okay? So, where is she? Yo, Sour Patch, come here. Sour Patch.
She doesn't like it when you yell at her. She won't come.
She won't come if I yell at her? Okay. Jose P. Thanks for the rundown on Maricopa. I'm 25 years old. Hey, if you want to deal with that traffic, you could. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's not going to be convenient, Susan Jones, glad you're enjoying being vegan and healthy as Sam. Yeah, I have a membership to Planet Fitness, which is around the corner from me. but now they closed all the gyms again. So I can't do that, you know, and it's freaking hot as balls out here. Freaking hot. It was like 106 today. So I don't want to be walking around in that stuff. I'll have a heart attack. So I haven't been exercising, the point I'm trying to make. But at least I have been consciously trying to change my diet. And I'm drinking a ton of freaking water. And yeah, I'm enjoying the whole vegan thing. That what we had tonight, I don't know what it was called, but it was like Thai inspired. And it was really tasty. All the stuff I've been getting from Purple Carrot, not sponsored, most of it has been very tasty. There's been 1 or 2 meals I didn't care for. But for the most part, very tasty stuff from Purple Carrot. And there's always leftovers. So, you know, I can't complain about that. So, guys, I answered all the questions that were previously asked. Again, I gave you, like, no notice that I was actually live streaming. You guys have any other questions for me over here? When is monsoon season? What the hell? I think it's June through September. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think it's June through September. I think, you know, basically monsoon season, there's humidity, and we actually get rain. It only rains here like 5 times a year. It doesn't rain very much. And the people here, they have no idea how to drive in the rain. They're stupid when it comes to that because they don't have enough practice. Sour Patch is here. Sour Patch is under the chair. Come here. Sour Patch, come here. Come here. Come here. I want to see you. Come here. Come here, baby. Come on. Let me carry you. Come on. I want to carry you. All right. There we go. There's Sour Patch. Say hello. There's Sour Patch. She's looking at herself on the screen. All right. I'm going to put you down. All right. You said hello. All right. There you go, baby. All right. All right, babe. JBH. Hi, Sam. I just subscribed. The MMA Holes sent me here. Welcome, JBH. Thank you, MMA Holes. Robert Vargas. What about Queen Creek do you like comparing to where you live now? Great question. I'm going to circle back to that one. Susan Jones. I tell my hubby we have to exercise like astronauts in our homes in small spaces. That's funny. I like that. Susan Jones, so cute. Jose P. Stinks that gyms closed again. Also, our pool at my apartment complex got closed too. I'm told that they have like a 10-person rule at pools now, so the community pools are open. But and look, of course. Sour Patch, look at this. Of course, she has to screw my friggin' sofa. Sour Patch, stop it.
She's not gonna
Stop. No. Pain in the ass. You know what I found in the sofa the other day? I found one of her nails. I didn't know that was a thing, that the cat's nails come out and get stuck in the sofa.
Yeah.
You know, you guys wanted Sour Patch. There you go.
No.
So what were they talking about? I don't know. So mashed potato, yes, Sour Patch. Lauren, hi, Sour Patch. Tila, beautiful furry baby. Everyone loves Sour Patch. Phil, hi, Sour Patch. Robert Vargas, yes, monsoon season is from June to September. There you go. Thank you very much, Robert, for validating what I said. Now let's circle back to the question I wanted to get back to that you asked. What about Queen Creek do I like? Okay, here's the situation, all right? So we've lived in Gilbert for about 4 years now, okay? 4 years. Cartoon Wife, we wanted to move here to Gilbert for a few reasons. Number one, the schools overall are much better in the city of Gilbert compared to where we lived in Avondale. That was reason number one. Reason number two, we're being close to family. My mom lives in Mesa. My sister-in-law, who's married to the guy that got a scorpion in his beard, they live 7 minutes away in Gilbert. Okay, so we wanted to be closer to them because on weekends, we were forever driving from the west side to the east side. It was a good 45 minutes. It was a pain in the ass. So primarily because of education, we decided to relocate here. Now, yeah, could we have gone and done a charter school instead of a public school for little Rory? We probably could have. But we also wanted a bigger home because we had a home we liked. It was 1 story, but it was a little too small for us. So we ended up having a home built in Gilbert. So that's the background as to why we moved to Gilbert. So now, why are we moving from Gilbert to Queen Creek is the question of the day. Couple reasons. Number one, we ended up buying a 2-story in Gilbert. Cartoon Wife and I would prefer a single story because it's cheaper on electric for running the AC, and The living room, Cartoon Wife complains, is too small. She can't fit proper furniture in the living room. She kind of wants to be the entertainer in the family, but I don't. She loves having her family over, but I don't. When they come, I like cringe. I'm like, oh God, when are they gonna leave? And I don't know if any of you can relate with me. I'm like, oh, and I even have ADT, the security company, and they have like a little webcam in the living room. So whenever her family is here and I happen to not be home, I'll check in on my iPhone and look at the webcam to see if they're still there, and then if they're still there, I may not come home that night. So I'm lying about that part. I always come home. But, I'll kind of postpone. I'll hang out with my mom, or I'll go somewhere and do something else. This is all pre-COVID, of course. But to answer your question, I know I'm kind of, going all over the place. We want a single story, because the house we have is a 2-story. Queen Creek is growing like crazy. We could not afford the house we're buying in Queen Creek in Gilbert, because Gilbert has gone up in price dramatically. We could not afford the house we're buying in Queen Creek. So we're having another one built, okay? And we've asked the A-team to help us sell this house. And at some point we'll sell this house. That's the whole big question about, when's the best time to sell, because we might end up doing a double move, which would suck. We sell this house, we move temporarily into an apartment until our new house is built. But heart of hearts, I really don't want to do that, because we got 2 dogs and a cat and they don't like each other. So I'd rather just move from point A to point B. But anyway, to answer your question, we're looking for a single story. We're looking to get more bang for our buck. All right. And there's nothing wrong with Gilbert, but supposedly they claimed it's one of the safest cities to live. Yet all I keep hearing about are gunshots that are happening as of late. So, and it's not, just, 4th of July fireworks stuff. We're talking real gunshots that are happening in the city of Gilbert. So because of safety, and we're getting more bang for a buck, and getting a single level home with a big living room that she can fit proper furniture, those are the main reasons why we are choosing to relocate from Gilbert to Queen Creek. Okay. So today, matter of fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. Today, we actually went to the design center to pick out some stuff for the new house. So Rory stayed with her grandma. Today, originally I had scheduled off from work because Rory was gonna get her tonsils removed, but with this whole COVID thing, we canceled that. And there's something called adenoids. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's not just the tonsils; it's things like to the side called adenoids, and they normally remove those as well when they remove the tonsils. But at any rate, none of us had a good feeling about it, and then with this whole COVID thing, we decided to cancel it, and we'll get it done, for her down the line at some point. But anyway, we are moving. No set date yet. They haven't broken ground yet, but I have started the process. I gave them a tiny bit of money. I'm gonna give them more money, and then I'm gonna be broke for the rest of my life. So, but on the bright note, we sold one house already, and we parlayed the money to this current house. When we sell this house, we're going to make a substantial profit, and we're going to parlay that into the next house. So that's the only reason why we're going to be living in this pimped out house. Otherwise, there's no way in hell we'd be able to afford it. It's all from the proceeds of, I don't want to say flipping houses, but moving to a house, fixing it up, and selling it for a profit. I wouldn't say flip, because we lived there for years before we sell. Oh, wow, we got lots of questions over here. Susan Jones, are rodents and cockroaches a problem in general there in Phoenix? I would not say rodents, but cockroaches, definitely. Cockroaches, and they're not like the normal New York cockroaches. These look more like water bugs. So we got those, and we also have a lot of crickets. I would say those are the 2 biggest issues here. And then, of course, if you get too many crickets, you might end up with scorpions. All depending on where you live. Some, I've met people here and they say they've never seen a scorpion. But in Jersey, I've met people who say they've never seen a bear either. And I saw lots of bears when I lived in Denville, New Jersey. I guess it's luck of the draw. Okay, Phil, are you buying a new build? Yes, I am. Ashley Yu, is homeowner insurance in Arizona expensive? No. I mean, I don't think it's expensive. And I have it rolled up with my mortgage currently, so I couldn't even tell you how much my homeowner's insurance is. It's just all rolled up. When I initially looked at the contract, I didn't blink an eye. I didn't think it was expensive. And of course, you could choose there's tons of options. Like, I don't think we have like water insurance. Like, if a pipe breaks, I don't think we're covered. Let's see here. Flood insurance. That's it. We don't have flood insurance. Arizona Insider. Congrats on the new spread. Thank you. Sean. Homes are selling fast here in AZ. Homes are selling ridiculously fast. And a concern I had, I was telling Janet from the A team, is selling our current home and making sure we're going to have those funds necessary. Because like I said, there's no way in hell we'd be able to afford this new house without the sale of our current house. Having those funds necessary. And so she was saying she's done a lot of research, and it's going to be 2 years before real estate really starts slowing down in Arizona, if it even slows down. So we got 2 years to go till potentially a slowdown based on her research. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Before I go on to the questions, let's plug the A-Team. So if you're looking for real estate here in the Valley, this is who you need to call. Janet and Gabby, the A-Team. The reason why I call them the A-Team is because their last name begins with A. So it has nothing to do with B.A. Baracus and Face and Hannibal and all those characters we love from the TV show A-Team from the freaking 80s. Was it 80s or 90s? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. So let's move on to more questions here. Tila, Queen Creek, hotter, cooler, or same temp? It's basically the same temp. Queen Creek's not that far from Gilbert. It's like, I timed it. It's like 12 minutes away from my current house in Gilbert. So it's not that far. Temperature is exactly the same. Scott Jackson, Queen Creek has its troubles. Yeah, Queen Creek is developing like crazy, and there's like hardly... They have all the stores that you need, but overall, it's still mostly farmland, which is why Gabby from the A-Team calls it the Buckeye of the East. It's getting there. I mean, at the rate they're going, it might be 5 years till they catch up with Gilbert. They are building it like crazy, you know. But I haven't heard anything about gunshot stuff happening in Queen Creek. Let's see here. Arizona Insider, same temp pretty much in all of Maricopa County. I think you meant Maricopa County. Let's see. Yeah, he corrected himself. Maricopa County. All right. Lauren N. Plug your merch. Thanks, Lauren. All right, guys. I'm obviously not wearing it tonight, but if you're interested in getting this t-shirt that I dubbed Like a Phoenix, visit teespring.com/Arizona Living. All the proceeds go to help keep the channel alive and well. So thank you, Lauren, for asking me to plug my merch. And I am working on something, guys. I've been working on a digital product. Okay, so it's not quite ready yet. I need to make some more tweaks and set up some stuff. But I've been working on a digital product. I've had it in my head for like a year. And I finally actually started working on it. So I'm excited about it. I'll share it with you on the next live stream. It's not ready to go yet. Let's see here.
Will probably be tomorrow because you guys.
Hey, will you let me finish over here? Okay. JBH, are my comments popping up for you guys? Some of them, JBH, were held and I released them. But yes, they can see them now. Okay. I think I might have been banned. Let's see my messages. You should now, JBH. Susan Jones, yes. JBH. Okay. Yeah, they were being held. I had to release them. That's why. Big and Boldy, will your HOA be more expensive, and what amenities will your neighborhood provide? Great question there, Alex. It's going to be slightly more expensive. Currently, I pay, I think it's like $98. Was it 98? I pay like roughly $100 right now. It's going to be just like $5 more a month. So it's not terribly higher. However, I don't believe there's a community pool. They have like a green belt, and you know, with like a gazebo type thing, you know, where you can have, you know, you have the barbecue thing, and like a kiddie area to play, and I think there's a basketball court, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no gym, there's no community house, there's no pool, none of that. So I don't know why it's more expensive, and they're not going to take care of my my landscaping either. I got to take care of that. So, you know, I'm getting less for my money, to be honest with you, in terms of the HOA. But it is what it is. HOA's here. You can't get away from them, you know. You're stuck with them. But whatever, you know. This house is going to cost us a freaking fortune. So I didn't even want to say how much. It's going to cost a freaking fortune. But like I said, the only way we could be able to afford this is from parlaying all the proceeds from the sales of our previous houses. So, you know, we've done well with real estate. Let's see here. Jose P. Might have to hit up the A-team soon. I want a house after my lease is up, and I have no idea what I can get for my price range. Yeah, they could definitely help you. Absolutely. And some people have commented that they try calling the A-team and they end up not getting anyone to answer the phone. They're very busy. That phone number that's on there for Janet, I'll post it up again. That is her cell phone number. I text her on that number. So I know it works. They're just ridiculously busy. If you know anything about the A-team, they're not just realtors. They have other businesses. They own Thai Gourmet. They own Tom Sen Cafe, which I don't know if Tom Sen is open right now or not due to COVID. I know that their Thai Gourmet was open for pickup and I think just pickup and delivery only. You can't eat. You can't dine in. But yeah, they're busy. They got a gazillion things going on. And then on top of those things, they also flip houses. They'll buy a fixer-upper. They'll have crews come in and fix them up, and then they sell them as fast as they possibly can. So they're busy. They got stuff to do. So I'm not surprised that they don't answer their phone. They do have their own channel, you know this. So anyway, I'm not surprised they're not answering the phone if they don't know the number coming in, and they're busy anyway. So just send them a text. That's your best bet. Text that number, and they will get back to you. I promise. They definitely will get back to you. Or leave them a voicemail. They'll get back to you that way too. Let's see here. JBH at Susan, appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, Hector Cuevas. Hey Sam, so much for you going back home. That's something Cartoon Wife and I talk about, and I've kind of given up the idea of me going back home to Jersey for a couple of reasons. Hold on. I'm not getting any younger. And one day I'm going to be gone. And Cartoon Wife and Rory, they want to be near Cartoon Wife's family. So that's why I gave up arguing about moving to Jersey. But heart of hearts, you guys know, I would jump at the opportunity to move to Jersey. But Cartoon Wife doesn't want me to move to Jersey. She wants to stay here. I just like Jersey better. Everybody loves where they grew up. I grew up the first 15 years of my life in Brooklyn, and then we moved overseas to New Jersey. I hated it at first, and I eventually grew to love it. I love the greenery, the landscape, the trees, the lakes, the culture. There's a real sense of culture there. There's a million beaches in Jersey. We're close to a real city, New York City. I could get to the city by bus, by driving in, by train. I could drive to freaking Newark or Hoboken and take the path. I could even take a ferry. If I got loot, I can even take a helicopter. I mean, there's tons of different ways to get into New York City. Here, Phoenix is not a real city. Sorry, it's just not. And the landscape is blah. And I'm reading off my cons list here, but Arizona is okay. I mean, we're moving into a dream home, but I'd still go back to Jersey. That's just me. That's just me. I would love to go back to Jersey, no doubt. But and again, my mom is in Mesa still. My brother, I hardly ever see him, but he lives in Ahwatukee. I hardly ever see the guy. But he thinks COVID's no big deal. I should be going over. But it is a big deal here. I want to live. If I got COVID, guess what? A lot of the ICU beds are all taken up right now. And then, I'm diabetic. They're not going to let me have a bed. They're going to give it to somebody else who has a better chance of surviving it. So, I'm staying the hell away from everybody as much as I possibly can. But where was I going with all that? Oh, you asked me why I'm not moving to Jersey. There you go. Because I'm married and she refuses to leave her precious family. And like I said, I realize I'm not getting any younger and my mom is still here. So would my mom move to Jersey? Hell yeah. She loves Jersey too. She is not a fan of AZ at all either. So she would definitely move. But again, I got a little one, I got the wife, and I'm going to have to stay. So it's a hard decision, Believe me. I've argued with Cartoon Wife about this many, many times. It's just totally night and day difference between Jersey and Arizona. You can't compare the two. They're completely different. And each have pros and cons. I'm not saying Jersey's perfect. Far from it. Traffic is horrendous there. Dealing with snow sucks. But there's just something about it. The culture, the food, the things to do, the change of seasons, people look like me, people talk like me, it has the New York City, you could do whatever the hell you want attitude, and I miss that. I miss that attitude. New York City, anything goes. You can do whatever the hell you want. And that's how it is. Cops got better things to do than dealing with BS. So anyway, I'm off that soapbox. I hope I answered your question as to why I'm staying here in AZ. Let's see here. Sean, we went from a 2-story home in Pennsylvania to a single level here in AZ. So much happier and easier to clean. JBH, thanks for letting us know. Scott, Jackson, house prices are not dropping, especially in Arizona. The reason for that is supply and demand. Now, you would think with all this COVID stuff and people getting laid off that prices would drop. I agree with you 100%. Thanks for knocking over my light there, Roy. So you would think they would drop, but the problem is the Californians. To them, 350 grand is nothing because they're used to paying 3 times that for a teeny weeny property over there in California. So that's why they're moving in droves, because it's not technically that far from California to Arizona. They can still go back home, quick airplane flight, and a lot of them can work remotely, so it doesn't matter where they live, and to them, paying $350 here is no big deal, at all. So that's why they're continuing to move here in droves. Crazy amounts of people are moving here, and that's not slowing down, even with this COVID stuff, believe it or not. Let's see here. Susan Jones. I really should invite the A-team to come on here. I never tell them when I did one time. I told them one time when I was going to stream. Other than that, I never give them advance notice. They get the same notifications as you guys. I never tell them when I'm going to stream. I think 2 or 3 times they came on just to say hello, and I wasn't expecting them. But I really should invite them next time because you guys like to talk real estate. Let's see here. Susan Jones, so glad I caught this live stream. Thanks, Sam. You're welcome, Susan. Scott Jackson, how does the A-team have the time to do all these things? They are amazing. Amazing. First off, right off the bat, let's talk about Thai Gourmet. That's a partnership they have with the original owners, and the food is off the hook. I kid you not. I'm not just saying this. We love the Thai food there. We've been there twice. We absolutely love the Thai food there. It's for real, like the best Thai food I ever had. So then they have the little coffee shop. It's in like a WeWork type building. And I'm sorry, it's not WeWork. It's that other one. What the hell is it called? I don't remember. It sounds like networking. Anyway, it's like a WeWork type building where they have like the little coffee shop in the building, So everyone that's like an entrepreneur that kind of works for themselves, that's their coffee shop. That's the A-team's coffee shop called Tom Sen because it's on the corner of Thomas and Central. Then they got, like I said, they flip, and then of course they help people find and buy houses. So they are just really, truly hard workers, and they don't sleep. Because I've asked them questions like this offline. I'd be like, how the hell do you guys manage to do all this? And they're like, they do not sleep. They don't have kids. They just live for doing these businesses. That's what keeps them going. And I've also asked them off the books, how is it they work so well together? Because they're sisters. Because I know I would kill my brother if I worked with him. But anyway, I don't know how they do it. They just don't sleep. That's what they live for. I don't think they watch TV. In fact, I don't think they watch this channel very often. It's rare that they give me any sort of feedback on the channel. And I say all sorts of stuff that I know upsets them. Like, I don't like the West Side. That upsets them all the time. They always have something to tell me. Sam, why are you always badmouth the West Side? That's most of our business. I'm not going to say I call a spade a spade. I speak my mind. I speak my mind. Okay? That's how I feel about the West Side. I moved from Avondale from Avondale to Gilbert, okay? And I also lived in Ahwatukee for a little bit. So I got a flavor of all the pieces of the valley. And so I tell you, there's nothing wrong with Goodyear or Verrado or Peoria, but it's not for me. I like stuff that's more developed, and, it's just not for me, that's all. And Buckeye's still ghetto, and whatever you do, don't move to Surprise. Surprise is desolate. Okay, I'm done ranting about the West Side. Let's see here.
It's definitely a surprise.
We got some more comments here, guys. Biff Malibu, AZ is better than Tri-State. Some people say that. I still miss the Tri-State area. I'm originally from Brooklyn and New Jersey. I got the Jersey tattoo. I mean, I love Jersey. You know, it's just what you're comfortable with. Are there things about Arizona that I like? Yeah. No snow. There's no tolls. There's pretty much very little state troopers to pull you over. You could throw out whatever you want in the trash. They'll take it. They don't give you any grief. What else could I say about AZ? Housing is slightly less expensive now than in Jersey. Slightly, because it's gone up so much in the Gilbert area. I used to be able to say housing was way cheaper. I can't say that no more. And the food here is good. But the food over there in Jersey is good too. That's about it. You know, I have a kind of short list of things I really like about Arizona. I have a much longer list of things I like about Jersey. But the food here is great. You'll never hear me say anything bad about the food here. Let's see here. Tila, how does your brother like AZ? My brother loves Arizona. He loves Ahwatukee in particular. Give me 1 second. I've had conversations with him about moving back to Jersey, and he has no desire at all to move back to New York, New Jersey. He says he's done. But we differ. We differ. Kind of like he thinks... I'm not going to comment on his political views. But we're very, very, very different. Let's just say that. We're very different people. We look similar. We're very different people. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. Herbert Walker, do you have Cash App? No, I don't have Cash App. I have, there's PayPal, and I have Patreon. If you want to, support the channel, there's Patreon. You could go on there, Arizona Living, and I think it's Patreon/Arizona Living. Or you could super chat the channel, however you want to do it. With Patreon, I've been being a lot more active lately. I've been putting up videos, like behind the scenes videos that I rant and rave about stuff I don't necessarily want the whole public to see. And matter of fact, I'm going to give them a free copy of that digital product I'm telling you guys I'm making. Let's see here. Jay DeQuento, I would love a place for $350. Yeah, because you live in San Diego. It's expensive as hell over there. Tila, the only drawback of working remote and moving to another state, they would reduce my California salary. Well, you don't have to tell them you're moving out of state. You just, pretend like you still live there. And then you move to Arizona and you make the same money. What's the problem? JBH. Okay, I'm going to go now. Nice being you, Sam. Take care. See you later, JBH. Co-working space. I'm trying to remember what the name of the freaking place was. It was something that sounded like networking, but I forget what it was called. I don't think it was co-working space. It was where Tom, let me back up. Where Tom Sen is located in the building is kind of like a WeWork. It is co-working space. However, it's not called WeWork. It's called something like networking. I forgot what the hell the name is, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. But if you want to go check out their cafe, it's in the corner of Thomas and Central. All right, you guys have any other... Oh, hold on. Timothy Kelly. We saw a lot of state troopers when we were there 2 weeks ago. Well, I hardly ever see any state troopers. And I drive fast, and I've never been pulled over, knock on wood. Never been pulled over. Hey, Herbert Walker with the super chat. I'll sign up for your Patreon. Thank you, sir. I got some good stuff on there. For a while, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of ignoring my Patreoners. I was ignoring them, and the funniest thing was when I first found out I had my first Patreoner, because Patreon never emails me telling me when I have a new subscriber to Patreon. And so one guy on here, his name is legit on the, that's his handle. Andrew, his handle's legit. He goes, "Hey Sam, I'm your one and only Patreon." And I was like, "You are?" And I had no idea I had anyone signed up for Patreon. So then I felt bad, and I started posting stuff like once a week. And then sometimes I forget, and I've recently started posting more videos there. So, I'm getting much, much, much better with posting stuff on Patreon, because frankly, I never talk about it, and so I don't think about it. It's out of sight, out of mind. so I'm bad in that regard, but I'm trying to be more loving to my Patreoners because it's real. They're like my super fans. They really like the show. They want to support the show, and I feel like I owe it to them to give them something, some behind the scenes, some juicy stuff that I don't really want to share in public. Sometimes I rant and rave about stuff. Anyway, I also, most of the time, I type and I kind of vent that way. But anyway, thank you very much, Herbert Walker. I appreciate it. Jose P. Later, Sam. Have a good one. See you later, Jose P. Timothy Kelly. 3 people got pulled over in front of us. I must have good luck because I never see nobody get pulled over here. I don't know what part of the valley you were in, but I hardly ever see any state troopers. And if they pull somebody over, they got to be going really fast because people drive insanely fast here in general. Oh, Tila! Don't get me fired. Thanks for the super chat, Tila. 4-leaf clover. You never go anywhere, even if you go there fast. Well, normally, nowadays, I don't drive too much. Today we drove to the city of Phoenix, Herbert Walker, you're welcome to say it. Cool. Yeah, today we drove to the city of Phoenix. We dropped off Rory with her grandparents. And, like I said, we did the whole design center thing. If you guys never bought a house, like I don't mean like a house. I mean like have a house made, like a pre-built house. I'll tell you real quick the way it works, right? So you go to a developer, whatever the developer is, like Richmond Homes or KB Homes or whatever. And, you usually you pull up and there's 3 different models, right? A, B, and C. And let's say you pick one, you like it, right? And so they go and they sit with you and you have to make an appointment and they go over all the details, right? You got to meet with several different people. So the first person you meet with is about the basics of the house, which elevation you want, which means which style. They give you 3 options and they all have different price points. And then you got to pick your lot of land. And then you got to pick your options, like do you want this one room to be a 4th bedroom or do you want it to be a study? Those type of questions. And then that's that appointment, right? Then they book you with another appointment with the IT guy that comes out and they say, okay, do you want cabling for security in this house? Where do you want your TV mounts? Where do you want this? Where do you want that? Then you got to book another appointment with the design center. And that's where I went today, where they give you options like what type of countertops do you want? What do you want your paint color to be? Well, what do you want your cabinets to look like? And they give you all these many, many options, and everything is money. Everything is upgrades. Everything is upgrades. And, and then our next appointment is going to be talking about electricity. Where do you want your electrical ports to be? And then we're done. So we're getting there. The big appointment was today. We picked everything, and Cartoon Wife is very, very, very happy. I got what I wanted too. The whole time I was fighting for the same flooring throughout the house. I did not want to have carpet in the bedrooms, and the entire appointment I was fighting for it. I'm like, I want the tile throughout the entire home, and tile is not cheap, but we were able to figure it out, and we made it work. So far, we'll see. But, we haven't signed the final dotted line yet. That comes next week, and then there's no changes. And then for whatever reason, if the deal falls through, they keep all the monies I give them, right, initially, and the house becomes what's called a spec house. And then they could sell it to someone else, but the someone else that buys it has no power, even no matter if it's already under construction, they have no power to change anything. The house is going to be the way that, Cartoon Wife and I said it was going to be. And we would walk away from the deal, and the new buyer would come in and just be stuck with whatever we chose. So that's called a spec house. So that's the basic idea about the process of buying a house, start to finish, And the house we're sitting in right now, we stalked this house. We got an apartment down the block while it was being built, and we came here all the freaking time. We were constantly stalking it, And the builder, he was a real cool guy named DeAndre. He told me, Sam, I'm going to make you a promise. We're going to screw up your house, and we're going to fix it. And he was right. They screwed up something on the house. They gave Rory the wrong sink, and it was not the one we wanted. So they ripped it out, and they put the right sink. And what sucked was they had already started they had finished, actually, all the tile around the sink. So they had to rip all the tile and then put in the new sink. And on a bright note, they also screwed up, but we didn't say nothing. They gave us a free sink in the washroom by the washer dryer. We didn't complain about that. Then that was free, and that's expensive, you know. So, you know, we didn't complain about that part. So, oh, we got some more stuff over here. Okay. Ren Keen. Hey, I'm new. Welcome to the Zony Club there. Ren Keen. Tila, you like that wood grain tile, right, Sam? That's right. We love this. This is wood laminate, and it's like the waterproof, the expensive one, wood laminate. In the new house, we're getting wood-looking tile. So it's not laminate, it's actually tile. You know, with ¿cómo se llama? With the, what do you call that stuff roll around tile? With the grout. That's right, with the grout. Phil, what developer did you choose? Why? Patricia P. I'm not going to say who I use because then Zonies are going to be able to find me. But because there's some crazy people out there. But the way we found the builder, we just went off on drives. And we would drive around and look for the big-ass American flags. Builders usually have big, huge American flags where their sales offices. So we just drove around looking for big flags in the air, to be honest with you. And then we would go, and we visited several. And the reason why we settled for this one was I'm going to say 95% the layout of the house. It's just one of Cartoon Wife's biggest gripes about our current house is that the main area downstairs, you know, like the living room, kitchen, dining room area, is too close together. Because the house is kind of narrow. You know, the house in general is very narrow. So everything is just too close together. And so she wanted something that felt larger. Even though it may not have necessarily be larger square footage, she wanted better layout. So it felt bigger. So that's the big draw with this house. Is the design of this new house perfect? Absolutely not. There's things I don't like about the house already. It's not even built. For example, you got me going now, Phil. For example, I really wanted Rory to have her own ensuite. I really wanted her to have her own private bathroom. Why? Because her grandparents come over, Cartoon Wife's family from Havasu, and they just invade her bathroom. And then the poor cat is also displaced because that's where we keep the cat's water, the cat's food, and also the cat's kitty litter, you know? So it's just, when they come to visit, Rory and the cat, Sour Patch, are completely displaced. And I don't like that. I really wanted Rory to have her own private bathroom, but it's just not in the cards for this house. And the bathroom she has is smaller than her current bathroom. So now I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to fit the kitty litter in the new bathroom. You know, and that irks me. It really does, in case you can't tell. So that's one thing I do not like about this house, right off the bat. In terms of the new studio, I've been debating whether or not I put the studio in what they call the den, which is kind of going to replace what we use now as a family room. I ultimately have decided I'm taking a bedroom for the studio. I mean, I feel slightly guilty when we have guests come over. They're going to sleep in the den. I mean, it's basically the same thing we currently have now with a family room. But 99% of the time, we don't have guests. So why am I going to get myself all upset and be in a den where I can hear the TV while I'm trying to record, because the den is just going to have like a sliding barn door. Why? And it's I think it's slightly smaller than my current studio. I think might be the same. I haven't measured it. Same or smaller than my current studio. Why am I going to do that to myself? Why don't I just take a bedroom? I have a door, and I can, that way I don't have to hear Cartoon Wife when she's playing her games or on the TV, and I can just do this, which is my hobby. This is what I enjoy doing. So why not just take a bedroom for myself, be a little selfish? That's the way I'm going to go. And when people come over, we have a sofa bed, but it's going to be in the den. Eventually, they're not going to put the sliding door on it. They're going to prep it for a sliding door, but I got to hire somebody from Lowe's or whatever to come and install a sliding barn door. So at any rate, and it doesn't have a closet. That's another thing with the den, you know. But at any rate, that I'm going to take a bedroom for the new studio. So that's all I got to say about that. I've gone back and forth thinking about making it fancy, like putting outlets in the ceiling. I've decided not to do that. I'm going to keep the same exact setup you see here. Same exact setup. I'm going to do my best to replicate it. It's not going to be 100%, like for sure. That table is going to be on the other side. That is like guaranteed. And you're going to see a door to like the closet. But other than that, it's pretty much going to look the same. I mean, even we got floors that look identical to this. You know, they're different material. We're getting tile, and this is wood laminate. Expensive wood laminate, but wood laminate. It's not the cheap stuff. This is waterproof. And, you know, it's gonna look different. Slightly, but mostly the same. So, anyway, and I'm still debating if I'm going to just leave those shelves and buy new ones, because I really don't want to have to do any repairs. So I might just leave the shelves, say screw it, the new owner can deal with them, and that way I don't have to patch nothing, because I'm that lazy. I'd rather go and buy new shelves than have to do some patchwork. I am that lazy. I got some more comments over here, guys. Let's see here. Oh, Phil retracted it. Okay, answer my studio question. Okay, you asked about the studio. So to answer your question there, Phil, about the developer, we just drove around, we saw a flag, and we liked that particular model. We looked at quite a few models, quite a few. We actually even thought about buying a spec home, and it wasn't exactly what Cartoon Wife wanted, and we're going to spend that money. They wanted $390. If we're going to spend $390, I want to get it exactly the way she freaking wants it. Because, you know, one of the reasons why we decided to build in the first place in this house that we're sitting in is because I priced it out. Doing a brand new build back then, 4 years ago, was 20 grand more, okay, to have the beautiful kitchen that she wanted, than buying something used and having to spend 40 grand to upgrade the kitchen. So it just made more sense for us to buy something brand new. Now, we have found in our experience, once a house is about 10 years old is when stuff starts falling apart. So with this house, we bought it knowing it was not our forever home. We never said this was our forever home. We always said when the house reaches 10 years old, we're going to sell. Well, now we're at the 4-year mark, and we decided to sell early. And we're buying what we are calling now our forever home. Oh, we got some more questions over here. Patricia P. I'm so disappointed because last week my husband and I were going to go there to scope out a place to move. Then, bam! I hope we can go to get our house soon. Okay, Tila, you guys getting a nice gourmet kitchen, bigger backyard? No and yes. Gourmet kitchen? No. They wanted a crazy amount of money for a gourmet kitchen. So we are getting a standard kitchen, but...
What's cool is that we're getting sparkle granite.
I know. You feeling okay? Your cheeks are a little red. You okay?
It's hot in here.
It's hot in here? Why don't you go to your room where it's cool? You're right. It is hot in the studio. Cart, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Look, her cheeks are all red. She's hot in here. I'm used to it. The studio is right above the garage, so it does get hot in here. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the gourmet kitchen. They wanted a freaking fortune for a gourmet kitchen. So we're getting a standard kitchen with upgraded cabinets. They're called shaker cabinets. I don't know. They look the same to me. So we're paying extra money for the shaker cabinets. We're getting hardware on the cabinets this time. Our current kitchen here in Gilbert, we don't have hardware on the cabinets. So we have to like grab it from the sides. I know it's ghetto, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So in the new house, we are definitely getting hardware. We're upgrading the freaking door handles. We're getting fancy doors. That are doors that have like the panels like going like this. There's like 6. They're really tall doors. Anyway, it's gonna look nice. It's not gourmet. And then in terms of the backyard, yes, but it's just gonna be a pile of dirt until I can save some money, which is gonna be a long time. So it's just gonna be a pile of dirt in the backyard. And it's considerably bigger than what we have now. Right now, we just have a little dinky side yard between our house and the neighbor's house, and that's it. So it's going to be a considerably bigger backyard. We made sure it was big enough for a pool, because that's another motivation. Cartoon Wife wants to have her own pool, you know. So that's going to happen down the line. We've gotten a couple. We haven't gotten an official quote yet. We're going to. I'm anticipating it being anywhere between 40 and 50 grand. And that's something I do not want a second mortgage on. I would like to pay it off. So it's going to take me a long-ass time to save that money. A long-ass time to save that money. Okay, let's see here. Hold on. Susan Jones, sweet dreams. Patricia, good night. Sounds lovely. All right. So I answered Tila's questions about the gourmet kitchen. We ain't getting the gourmet kitchen. I answered her question about the backyard. What Rory was talking about is we're getting the quartz countertops, and it's the kind that has like the sparkly speckles in it. I don't know how to say it. It looks shiny. So anyway, we're getting the shiny quartz, and Cartoon Wife is very, very, very excited. Patricia Key, can we all come for a swim? It's gonna be a long time. First off, you got COVID. Secondly, you got crazies on YouTube, so I don't know. And then lastly, there's no freaking pool at the moment. It's gonna be several years. So we'll see. Maybe. I'm not saying no. I'm saying maybe. Pool party, woohoo! I don't do water. It's not really my thing. But Cartoon Wife and Rory, they love pools. Love them. And then Cartoon Wife likes her privacy, as you guys all know. So that's why she wants. I mean, we're not far from the community pool here in Gilbert. In my development, it's not far at all. You can easily walk there. Even my fat ass can walk to the pool. And, we didn't hardly ever do that, even before this whole COVID thing. Ed Santiago, you and your family have a safe and healthy 4th. Ed watching from all the way in Lake Las Vegas. What's up, Ed? Thank you. You do the same for the 4th. Be safe. I am from New York. I can tell you horror stories about fireworks. People doing stupid stuff. I'll never forget, one day, the day after July 4th, I came out of my apartment in Brooklyn and there was blood all over the walls. It looked like a horror movie. And I later found out what happened. Susan Jones, my middle name is Mermaid. I later found out what happened. See, there was this kid, teenager, that had a backpack full of fireworks. And someone, I guess, thought they'd be funny and light the backpack on fire. And all the fireworks went off on him. And so he went running through the hallways with blood splattering. It's funny now, okay? This happened a long-ass time ago, okay? So, yeah, I'm evil. I know, I'm evil. I find that funny. But he survived. I think. Yeah. So, I've seen all sorts of messed up stuff in New York. Really bad. I almost had an M80. I almost took off a finger with a freaking M80. I mean, stupid stuff. Kids should not be playing with this stuff. I mean, an M80 is like a quarter stick of dynamite. You got to be careful with that stuff. But yeah, there was like this lady that sold fireworks out of a trailer, and we would go down there and buy stuff, and it's dangerous. I don't like playing with that stuff, to be honest with you. That's why Rory's uncle normally does it every 4th of July. I usually don't touch that stuff, but she really wants it. So I'm gonna see if I could break into his house and use his street. I'll bring my own hose, okay? I have a nice hose that is one that like goes real small, compact. Like from the TV commercials. And anyway, Robert Vargas, another super chat. How are the schools in Creaky versus Gilbert? Tila, you evil, Sam. That's right. I'll answer your question for you, Robert. The schools, there's some schools that are good. I've looked, at different parts of Queen Creek. There are schools that are okay. None of them are bad. There are schools that are okay, and then schools that are much, much, much better. So it's kind of like Gilbert. Then Gilbert, not all the schools are rated 9, like the one my daughter goes to now, but there are some that are. And same thing could be said for Queen Creek. Not all of them are rated 8 or 9. Some are rated 5s. They vary. So there's some good ones and some bad ones. But the good thing about Arizona is that you don't need to live in a particular distance from the school for you to have your kid go there. You can apply. Let's say there's a school you want to go to that's a little further out from what the school you're assigned. You can apply to that other school for your kid, and if the kid's accepted, that's where they go. But you have to apply every year, and if the kid's already been there, they get higher up on the list. But there's no guarantees that your kid's going to be able to continue to go there year after year after year. That's the only one thing you got to think about. But in other states, it's like a felony for you to lie about your address to try to get your kid into a particular school. I saw this one thing on TV once, was mom was arrested for lying about her address for her kid to go to a particular school. That blew my mind. I had no idea you could get arrested for that. Let's see here. Tila, my cousin got a couple of figures blown off playing with M80s. Not smart. You're right. Tila, what I did was stupid. You should not be playing with M80s. I know this channel is for adults, but if any kids are watching, don't play with fireworks. They're very, very dangerous. Okay, let's see. Tila, were they able to okay, they were able to reattach them though. That's nice. Tila, when I cut off part of my thumb, I ran out the house. I didn't take the piece of the thumb with me, and it grew back, kinda, but I should have taken a piece of thumb with me, but I didn't. Let's see, Ed. Normally the real party is in Lake Havasu this weekend. I'm sure Lake Havasu, where my in-laws live, is gonna be popping with boobies. You know, they do the whole river beat thing like they do in Louisiana. And anyway, I've never actually experienced it, but that's what I'm told. Okay. Susan Jones, I live in a high fire risk area, so no fireworks. No. Besides, the loud noises scares the animals. You're right. My dog Rocco, he don't like those noises. He gets pissed off and he starts shaking like crazy. Sorry to be a party pooper. Lisa, hi Sam, we are traveling to Phoenix in a couple of weeks. Is everything shut back down? Yes and no. A lot of the restaurants are open now, but you can't really sit in them. They're takeout only. The main stores are open, but they have limited hours. Like for example, the Walmart around the corner from me used to be 24 hours a day. Now they open up at 7 a.m. I found that out the hard way. I went there like 6:30 a.m. looking to get there before anybody else, and I had to wait for 30 minutes until the store opened. But yeah, it's kind of open, not fully open, but kind of open. So yeah, you can come on down if you want. I highly recommend you wear a mask. Depending on what city you're in, it's mandatory. The governor has not made it mandatory throughout the entire state of Arizona to wear masks. So it's gone city to city, mayor to mayor, for them to dictate if it's mandatory to wear a mask or not. But I hope you come and have fun. Let's see here. Robert Vargas. We used M80 to open up payphone to get quarters throughout Queens. I'm the evil one there, Tila. Listen to Robert Vargas. Did you just read what he said? He used M80s to break open payphones. That is gangsta. Gangsta. You were getting quarters out of there. That's insane. You just stuck it in the slot, you know, where the coin slot is, and then it blew up. And the coins fell out. I'm curious. I'm just curious. You can't even find a payphone nowadays. I'm just curious. How exactly does this work? Or did you put it somewhere else strategically and then have to sledgehammer it or something? I'm just curious exactly what the process was. And how many of these did you do this to? You said throughout Queens. You must have done good with this. You know what I did when I was growing up, when I was in high school? I got bored one night and I decided I was going to steal an orange cone, you know, the kind that they put out on the street so you don't park there or to get traffic to move. I decided to steal these orange cones because I had nothing else to do. So I stole my first one, and before you knew it, I had a garage full of these freaking orange cones. And then one day my mom was like, Junior, she called me Junior, they're coming to chop down the tree in front of our house, the city. You need to get rid of your cones tonight. So I called my buddies. I'm like, guys, we have a mission. We got to get rid of these cones tonight. And they're like, serious, Sam? You have a whole bunch. I'm like, I know. We got to get rid of them tonight. So we dumped them all in the pickup truck. We took off and we just dumped them all in the park. And then we ran. So this is before everything had like cameras. So we could get away with stuff like that. Let's see here. Lisa, thanks so much for the info. Tila, at Robert Vargas, you're evil too. Yup, Robert agrees, he's evil. Phil, Robert Vargas, ha ha ha. Susan Jones, ha ha. Yeah, that's evil. You know, my cone story doesn't compare to you using M80s to get money out of freaking payphones. That's gangsta. You know, those payphones I bet were expensive. You know, I don't know how much it cost them to fix those. May not be worth it for them to lose that money to fix them. But anyway, all right, guys. My camera is probably going to turn off because, like I said from the get, I only had 1 hour max with this. I answered the questions that you guys asked in advance. I answered a whole bunch of questions here on the live chat. We even got some super chats going. I truly appreciate those guys. I got one person, Mr. Herbert Walker, saying he's going to go and join my Patreon group. And I actually have a sneak peek of the digital product that I'm going to be releasing already on there. It's not the final. I'm still doing a little bit of editing, but it's on there. And that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. It's 8:45 Pacific. I know it's late over there on the East Coast. It's Thursday, the start of a freaking 3-day weekend. And I wish you guys all the best. Stay safe with the 4th. And wear your mask and, you know, wash your hands. I feel like Mr. Rogers telling you all this stuff. So, Lisa, have a great night. Phil, thanks, Sam. Have a great weekend. All right, guys. So that concludes another edition of Arizona Living. Sour Patch! Stop it! Stop. So that concludes another edition of Arizona Living. Be sure to like, subscribe, let me know below what questions can I answer for you regarding moving or living in Arizona. Till next time! No, the music is still not working, I don't think. But it's all good. Susan Jones, good night. Have a wonderful and safe 4th of July, everybody. Yeah, everybody, please stay safe. Patricia P., you too. Don't blow your hands off, that'd be bad. And, yeah, that's it, guys. Peace.